We sang, and then we went out to the Mount of Olives.
Look, it will happen. You're all going to desert me. It's written, I will strike the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered. But after I'm raised up, I'll go ahead of you to Galilee.
Peter said, no, even if everyone else deserts, I won't.
Look, Peter, I'm telling you the truth. Tonight, this night, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny you even know me 3 times.
No, if I have to die with you, I won't deny you.
I won't deny you.
I won't deny you.
Not me, I won't.
We all said it.
And that's what happened?
And Judas.
Judas betrayed him. It happened at night. They were at Gethsemane in the park.
Look, it's so much. It's grief, death. Stay here. Stay awake with me. My Father, is it possible? Pass this cup. Help me. Can you take this from me? Father, save me. Okay. Not me. You. Okay. You couldn't stay awake with me for an hour.
We were so tired. I guess we kind of dozed off.
Wait, what?
He said, hey, you guys, Simon, are you guys asleep?
Are you guys asleep?
Again?
Enough. The hour is here and the Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of people who don't know. Get up. Let's go. Look, my betrayer is right here, right now.
While Jesus was still speaking, Judas showed up.
One of the 12.
One of our friends.
A sign.
A cue.
They would know in the dark.
Which one is the one?
Which one is kissed?
A kiss.
The kiss.
The kiss of a friend.
Mocking affection.
The one that I kissed.
The one who is kissed.
And which is betrayed.
What danger is he?
So you need to bring
What
guards.
resistance is there?
The one that I kiss, that will be him.
They showed up from the temple.
Rabbi, hello.
It happened.
Friend, do what you came to do.
Someone grabbed a sword and smacked off the ear of the high priest's slave, but Jesus said, put your sword away.
Don't you know I could appeal to my Father and he'd send me legions of angels? Day after day I sat teaching in the temple and you didn't arrest me then, but this night you come out with swords and clubs as though I'm some dangerous criminal. This is only allowed so the scriptures can be fulfilled.
They took Jesus, and we all ran away.
They took Jesus to the home of Caiaphas the high priest, where the religious leaders had gathered for this moment.
Peter followed him at a distance right into the courtyard of the high priest. He sat right there with the guards so he could see how it would turn out.
The priests and the whole council went looking for evidence against Jesus to execute him, but they couldn't find any. Lots of people were willing to lie, but their stories didn't match up.
Finally, 2 people came forward. This man claims he'll destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days.
The high priest stood up and asked Jesus, "Don't you have an answer for all this? Do you hear what these witnesses testify against you?" All right. Under oath before the living God, are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed?
You say so. From now on, you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven.
Blasphemy! Why do we still need witnesses? You heard his lie. What's your verdict?
And they all condemned him. Kill him.
Some of the religious leaders spit on him and covered his face and hit him. They said, "Prophesy to us, Mr. Messiah."
Then they handed him over to the temple police, who received him with blows.
Peter was still sitting in Caiaphas' front yard with the guards.
One of the housekeepers from the high priest's house saw him and said, "You were with that Nazarene guy, Jesus."
No, I wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Peter went outside into the gateway.
The housekeeper saw him leave and told people, "That guy is one of them."
What are you talking about? The Peter hung out by the gate for a while, still wondering where they had taken Jesus and what would happen.
And one of the crowd pegged him. I'm sure you're one of them. I mean, come on. You're from Galilee. I can tell by your accent.
Yeah, see?
I don't know him.
Cock crowed.
I don't know
The
him.
rooster crowed.
No, I wasn't.
From the henhouse roof a crow.
I don't know what you're talking
A
about.
rooster at dawn.
I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times.
It happened.
As soon as it was morning, the religious leaders met to figure out how to have Jesus put to death. They bound him and led him away to the Roman governor, who was called Pilate.
When Judas the betrayer saw Jesus was condemned to die, he brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the council. He said, "I can't. I betrayed innocent blood."
But they said, "What's it to us? Deal with it yourself."
Judas threw down the silver in the temple and left. And he went out and hanged himself.
This can't go into the treasury. It's blood money.
They decided to buy the potter's field. The soil was clay and bad for crops anyway. They could use it to bury foreigners. So Jesus' betrayal bought a place for outsiders in their death.
Now, Jesus stood before the Roman governor. Jesus and Pilate had a conversation. Are you the king of the Jews?
You say so.
Sir, this man claims he'll destroy our temple.
And rebuild it in 3 days. Seriously?
He's a liar. I heard his lies.
He's a direct threat to Rome, sir.
Your chief priests have a lot of accusations here. Do you have any answer to make? Pilate heard Jesus' silence. No answer. Not a single word to a single charge. Pilate stood amazed.
At Passover, the Romans used to release one prisoner, anyone they wanted. There was a notorious criminal, a murderer called Jesus Barabbas, whose name means son of the Father. And then there was Jesus. Pilate knew it was out of jealousy they had handed Jesus over, that he had committed no crime, so he offered to let him go.
But the priests and their followers had whipped up the crowds to chant, "Barabbas! Barabbas!"
Then he took a vote. What do you want me to do with this guy?
Crucify! Crucify!
Why? What evil has he done? Fearing that a riot was about to begin and that he wasn't going to stop it, Pilate took some water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. Look, I'm innocent of this man's blood. Deal with him yourselves.
His blood on us and on our
His blood on us and on our children.
Pilate released Barabbas for them. Then he had Jesus whipped and handed him over to be crucified.
The soldiers led him away inside the Roman palace and rounded up their whole battalion, about 100 men. They put Jesus in the middle and humiliated him.
A scarlet robe, perfect for a king.
Hey, I made a crown to go with it.
A crown and king's scepter.
The picture of authority.
Hail, King of the Jews.
They struck, slapped,
They spit.
Garbage.
surround him. Stupid.
Whack his face with a reed.
Cut his head with the crown.
Mark his strength with the whip.
He's a king.
He's the king.
What a king.
When they finished mocking him, they stripped off the scarlet robe and put his own clothes back on him. And then they led him out to crucify him.
I went to Jerusalem for Passover. There was all this controversy going around about the Messiah, some teacher. I didn't pay much attention, I guess, because everyone told me, Jerusalem? There's always controversy. So, I don't know, I didn't bother. Then one morning, I was going to temple, and all of a sudden the street got blocked, and there were lines of Roman soldiers in riot gear pushing us back. They were marching prisoners somewhere. And we couldn't tell at first, but then we saw they were taking some guys to execute them during our feast. The guy, the one I could see, well, we knew the Romans could be, you could barely tell he was human. His face was covered with blood and dirt, except you could see where tears and spit washed down, and someone had stuck this kind of crude, I don't know, hat made out of some thorny plant. They stuck it on his head and made him bleed. His hair was all matted with brown, dried blood, and some still dripping. And then he passed me a little. I'd heard they'd made whips with glass on the end, but I'd never seen it. His back. They make prisoners carry their own death. Like getting stuck up on wood, naked, suffocating on your own body weight, hanging in front of whoever stops to watch. That's not enough. They take them and they throw this heavy beam across their back and march them through the streets so everyone can see how criminal they are and how righteous Rome can take you out. He was so weak. He was shaking and his teeth were chattering. I thought, he's going to die before they get there. And then one of the soldiers made eye contact with me. I'm just standing there going to a prayer meeting, and this guard looks at me. You, get down here. And I don't know, I'm looking around, hoping he's after someone else, but he grabs my arm and he yanks me into the street right next to the criminal guy. What do they want with me? I'm just in town for the holidays. You're going to carry his beam. What? You're going to carry this guy's crossbeam. He's too weak. And then I felt it. Some of the soldiers had taken the beam off the guy and blam! They landed it on my back. Put out your arms and hold it up like this. Put out your arms. They kept yelling at me like some kind of dog. I was afraid something really bad. And then I looked at him, at the guy. He was standing there, weighed down like the wood was still on him, shaking and bleeding. And he looked back at me from kind of bent over, and now I was kind of bent over too, and I don't know, something crossed his face. It's too hard to explain. The soldiers made me go behind him and marched us to this place they call Golgotha, the skull. And then they crucified him on the beam that I had carried.
It happened. They crucified him.
It happened.
Stuck spikes through his wrist bones and hung him stripped and mocked and bloody.
It happened.
They offered him wine mixed with gall to make it easier, but he wouldn't drink it.
Not till the kingdom.
They rolled dice for his clothes. It was 9 a.m. They crucified him.
He gasped and reached and tried to breathe, but you can't breathe. You can't.
Pilate put a thief on each side, and the charge against him on a sign, King of the Jews.
Okay, not me. You.
The hour has come, and the Son of Man.
Okay.
Religious leaders mocked him. He saved other people, but he can't save himself.
Sit down, and then we'll believe.
Ili.
At about noon, it got very dark and stayed that way until 3 in the afternoon.
Ili. Lema sabachthani.
Do not be far. There is no one to help.
My God, why are you abandoning me?
At Temple, it was all so weird. At noon, it got dark. Why is it so dark? It never rained or anything, just got night dark, like the sun quit putting out light.
Don't leave
Is he calling Elijah?
Waiting to worship, there was a sound, first creaking, then a loud clap, a crash, and dust clouded the whole temple.
God.
I looked up. Who would believe it? The curtain of the temple, the wall that divided off the Holy of Holies where they sacrificed, it was
Ili.
torn apart, earth shaken, rocks split.
Ili.
It was
Ili.
torn.
Lema sabachthani.
It was torn in two from sky to earth.
So much. God. It hurts.
Jesus cried out and breathed his last.
This was the Son of God. As it got toward evening, Joseph, a rich man from Arimathea who was a follower, approached Pilate to ask for the body of Jesus.
Pilate ordered the body be released to Joseph.
Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut from the rock. Then he rolled a big stone in front of the entrance and went away.